Hi, people. How's it going?
People of the Earth, you're here
People of
today
the Earth.
to tell
Yes.
you about Star Wars.
Awesomeness.
Star Wars special, holiday special, Allegiance, starring Patrick Stewart. It's a very confusing time for us, but it happened. That's okay. Right? No.
Right.
Maybe?
Right.
Sure.
Hells to the ears.
Or not. That's total nonsense. Hello everyone. We had a break yesterday because boy, we needed a break. More just I think talking partially as well because you know we've got a lot of talking. But yeah, here we are back again. Nice to have a little day off to go right back into it.
As we do. As we do. So hopefully you guys appreciate it.
It's
Better. Anyway.
so
Guys, hit like if you're here. We've got a bunch of people here already. Everybody, hit the like button. Don't forget, you know, we already got some super chats, so you can super chat. I'll read
pre-super chats and yeah.
from two of our regulars. Ozzy goes in $10.
Wow.
I hope the great commander and superior Captain Foley is feeling awesome today. Skeleton hands. Yes,
Not too bad.
I'm feeling awesome today. I'm a little bit tired, but it's just, you know, normal tired. So
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's 10:02, so it's not early for me. But I'm doing okay. I have to do some stuff after this. I've got a meeting and some more work to do, so I can't be tired. So I'm not letting myself be tired. It's fine. It's fine. But thank you.
there you go. And Olivia Julius, $2. I'm here. Don't worry. Hashtag fake Picard fertilizers. Fake ones, huh?
They lie. But I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna start sharing while you tell the
You do
honest
that.
truth, and then we'll jump right into it.
All right, guys. You know the routine. As you saw, when you super chat, we have to read it out. And so, Ozzy, Olivia, thank you. Everyone else out there, if you do want to say something about this episode, if you have a question, a comment, whatever, and you want us to read it on the air, we will do so by you guys hitting the super chat button and sending us a super chat. It helps support the channel, and it gets you heard. It gets you be part of the community, and it's just a good thing all around. So if you can, please do. There's also other ways. PayPal is another way to do that. You can also send us a PayPal and let us know in the chat if you sent it, and we will read your comment or question from the email itself. So you can do that as well. And there's other great ways to help yourself out and the channel down below. There's links to our discount code for Eagle Moss Trekyards 10. Save you 10% off all orders, including XLs, special editions, shop exclusives. The only thing it doesn't save you 10% on is pre-orders, which are a lot of pre-orders right now because you got the Orville stuff coming up and stuff. So there you go. But yeah, check the description of every video. There's always cool stuff down there that you can take part in and help us out. One of the great ways is, of course, the Teespring store. A lot of great Trekyards merchandise that we love seeing on you people or out in the wild, as it were. So if you can, please do. Let's see, we got a few more super chats, which is great. And we'll get to those as soon as Samuel gets back so he doesn't miss out on the awesome super chat goodness. So 44 people watching. Everybody hit that like button. Let's get those likes up already. 36 likes already, so we are getting there. And yeah, thank you to the awesome moderators that we have. Fleetpaw, Jeff, Ian. You guys are great. And got the best damn team on YouTube. And Judging City 1, of course, is here too. So no, I'm fine, guys. I'm fine. But yeah, so today we're talking about episode 18 of season 3, which is called Allegiance. And, you know, we're going to get into it in just a second as soon as Samuel gets back here. So I need to take a quick drink. Just because. Yes, Trekyards 10. Thank you, Jeff. Let's see. You need another whiskey for that cough. Yes, I do. But yeah. So, guys, yeah. We're already on episode 18.
Yeah.
I think there's, 8 left? Something like that.
It's actually a lot considering Picard was like 10, but They made a lot back then.
Oh yeah, don't go saying things like that.
Yeah, so let's not talk about Star Trek Picard. It's not worth talking about in an episode that's this interesting.
Let's see, we got 8 more episodes.
And,
So there you go.
And then we'll see what season 4 has to offer. Holy hell!
But there's a season 4. What?
Well,
Since
assuming they're renewed. I mean, I have hope. I have faith in the heart, but I can't guarantee.
Gotcha.
I can't guarantee their voyage will continue through deep space while they enterprisingly discover Picard's next adventure.
That's
not bad.
That's great.
I think that was reasonably. So, sure. What are your thoughts on TNG Season 3, Episode 18, Allegiance?
Well, you're going to give your thoughts first today because I decided that. But before you do, we're going to talk about the super chats we got. Okay. Judge 1981 throws in $5. Hey. A female Bolian with hair.
Yes.
I'm here. Hashtag Trekyards. Thank you, Judge. Nice to see you again. Livy Julius, $5. I'm going to say it. That the guy's hat looks like the Sydney Opera House. Yes, it does indeed.
Yeah.
But it looks cool. It's good. Jill, with your names all means surrender, puts in $1 with an upside down smiley face.
She knows what she's saying. She knows.
Mm-hmm. And Olivia, $2. The guy's hat looks like the Sydney Opera House. That's very original.
So Stuart, I really like this one, actually. This is one of my ones that was part of the batch of, I didn't realise I hadn't seen it until, like, either just start of Trekyards or just in Trekyards, so it's one I have, oh my god, this is a new episode of TNG vibes. But I happen to think it's a rather clever episode. It's an example of how you make a really good bottle show with incredibly small budget and yet a ton of interesting concepts, where the acting is the primary thing, and the acting is all around excellent here. The makeup's really strong on this. All the aliens are Bolian, but I mean, for what they are, they're unique, they're interesting. To see both Picards is a treat, and that half of it is actually better in rewatch, even though I enjoy this one. Seeing the other Picard is so rewarding to watch his performance when you really look at it. And while it's not the most exciting and not necessarily like there's anything A-star in it, for me, there are no problems with it at all. It's a completely, there's no bad parts of it. It doesn't necessarily reach the amazing parts, but it's one of the most solid, strong, could be any season from 2 to 7, just any season and be as good in any season, with expertly written script and just a great bottle show that I wish more Trek utilised this sort of simple concept, because it's just such an efficient use of everything. And it's Patrick Act. Although it is sad, he's now had he'll have 3 abductions in season 3. 3 kidnapping abductions. There's a theme. They're hinting at Patrick to leave to keep abducting him, and then he does decide to go back. So that's my thought. I really enjoy this one, actually.
I really enjoy this one too, for much of the same reasons. Some really good alien makeups. Seeing a Bolian with hair, female Bolian is kind of cool. And some really fantastic out of the box thinking as far as
although in the box.
As far as creatures and stuff go, and some of the best Picard moments that aren't Picard. It's like this would be Picard if he was like a friendlier captain. I don't know. I really like this one. I like the. I kind of wish though that we didn't know that it wasn't Picard.
But then you get to watch all the scenes with a wry smile the first time and wonder where it's going. If you didn't, I think it works best this way. I know what you're saying, but I think that's part of the charm, is that you know. Yeah.
And nothing he does is really way off base. I love how they kind of jump to the conclusion that he's not himself. The way they do is kind of abrupt, but oh well, no, it's a fun episode, and not really a standout for me as far as all of TNG goes, but it's definitely a good Picard episode, and that's what I can appreciate.
Well, this is a better all of TNG than season 3. It gets lost in season 3, but on the average scale, it's much higher to the rest of the franchise, as in the rest of TNG, because there's so many. This beats all of season 1, most of season 2 instantly. So therefore, for me anyway, so you're already you're in a higher percentile. But at season 3, it would kind of get lost. If this was season 2, it'd be, you know what I mean, like second best. Season 1 would be the best.
I was going to mention something else briefly.
4 more likes, guys. Everybody hit like. If you haven't hit like because we need to get to 50.
Oh, I thought you were going to bomb on this one. I thought you were going to say it was boring and you didn't like the script. And I literally thought you were like, oh, I don't like it. I just never liked it. And I was like, oh, I thought I was going to have to fight for it for 2 hours. But I don't! It's great!
Well, maybe I was going to say that. That's why I wanted you to go first. Because I knew you liked it and I wanted to hear your thoughts.
I had considered that as well. But you're
no,
too truthful for that. You're too truthful.
I wouldn't do that.
Wouldn't be as fun if you were deceiving the audience anyway.
Exactly. This was one I didn't think I liked as much as I did.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones you look back on and go, Allegiance, what the hell's that one? And you see a picture of it, you're like, oh, okay. Yeah, it's okay. And then move along. But then when you actually watch it again, it's like, damn.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, that's why it's problematic in this season. Because it doesn't have those standout bits.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so much good to great. Now, this for me very much feels like a sequel episode to the last time there was a fake Picard when he was the energy being, where I think very direct sequel to that because everything he does is, in a sense, reference to why they didn't believe him the first time round. The other incident, he's checking with the crew. He's putting Riker in his thought process straight away. He's getting physical. All the stuff that he wouldn't do the first time, which leaves the crew to be like, I mean, he's not him, but everything says he is him. And I love that very meta knowledge. They're like, we've done this once before. It's a very similar story. Let's do the exact opposite and yet the same. And I'd love to see him back to back. I think it'd be really fun. Search for Spock and Wrath of Khan are kind of yep,
yeah,
totally parallels.
Yeah,
yeah.
Fleet Pass Swiftback $2. My name is Esok. It means fighter.
Yeah.
And Olivia Julius $2. Fleet Paw, all your names mean fighter. Yes.
Well, I kind of wish it wasn't as on the nose as fighter. I wish it had been rusty blade or seething agony. Because really, you got the fate. It's like John. Half the guys are named fighter. That's our culture. It's like Worf meant blood. It's like, well, yeah, well, there's a lot of Worfs, isn't there? Small on the nose, but again, it's a first. Although, didn't you kind of wish there were a Nausicaan? I know a bit early for Nausicans, but that would have been nice, I think.
Yeah, when he first showed up, I remember thinking, yeah, it was kind of like a Nausicaan. It would have been kind of neat, but and the fact we never see these species again is kind of like, huh? I mean, you might see them in background in some of the episodes, maybe, but...
Wow, that happened back on DS9. Wow, that happened back. Although the Nausicaan would have added a lot of baggage for the Picard character, and can you imagine them retconning after this, the Nausicaan incident? So, hey, better that it wasn't, but it would have been... If the Nausicaan wasn't a future storyline, it would have been nice to have those integrated. But that's why Bolian's nice, because that's the thing that is in lots of them.
Yeah. But see, Nausicaan would have been cool because it would have added to the conflict that Picard is referencing at the end when he figures everything out. It would be kind of neat.
That's almost too much complicatedness, because how do you have Patrick act that? It's like, I never get the sense he's necessarily racist against all of them. He does deal with Nausicans occasionally, rarely. He's going to be wary and distrusting straight away, and maybe PTSD in some sense, but so the blank slate kind of helps that he's not biased towards anyone in particular on personal sense. But Nausicaan would have been nice. But luckily, these aren't that similar to Nausicaan. They're both very similar, but also different enough. So few. So it's just about.
And Jeff Jacobs throws in 253, 50 and under 15. Nice. Again at 100.
Cool. Well, on that, let's start chatting about the specifics.
Hashtag Guinan wants that hat. Yeah. And Ensign Ricky, $5. Hey, Cap. Hey, Sam. Hope all is well. It is, Ensign Ricky. Nice to see you.
Keep ricking it up.
Yes.
I was kind of surprised Guinan wasn't in this episode, though. But that might have been another thing just to talk about. Oh, he's not him. He's not him. Like, Guinan would probably just have sensed it. So you can't have too many cooks in the kitchen of he's not him. He's not him. He's not him. I don't think he's him. So, But it's kind of weird to see Tenfold and not see Guinan at this point.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, just, I know, come on. Whoopi, where are you?
Let me just check something here.
Got to relap Premiere from last time.
Alright, cool. What's that, sorry?
It's about Guinan. Should have been in that.
Oh. I can't do too many episodes with Whoopi because she wasn't, she was busy doing other stuff. So,
Yeah. Take us away, Stuart.
yeah. So they just finished curing up whatever thing. Didn't write it down, but now they're going to rendezvous with the Hood to help with terraforming efforts. So Picard is hanging out in his quarters, sipping some brandy, reading a book, and has a little bit of a nap. But then he has like a monolith show up like above him, which is cool. It's a cool effect.
He gets 2000 wand.
Yeah, it scans his body, and then he disappears, and we get a anomalous energy reading in the captain's quarters, located noticed from the bridge.
An immediate action.
Type unknown.
Immediate action.
Yep, Worf, get some security guys down there. Well, Riker calls him, there's no response, first of all. And then we see Picard wake up, and he is not in his quarters. So...
Now you missed an important detail, which is you don't realise until... I did remember it sort of the second time around. This is my third time watching this episode, I think. So the first thing they talk about is the plague, and that's the entire thing that reveals that she's not her at the end. So they've just cured a plague, a really virulent plague. I guess for whatever reason it's secret. We'll get to that later. But this is the thing they talk about. That's so new news that tips them off later. So they just finished a thing, and he's enjoying the reverie of doing a plague. Now I'm wondering about this obelisk or this monolith because I like the fact that it shimmers. But that's presumably a practical effect, because this is very early for CG, but it's simple, but it's really well done, and the way it like goes up and down looks very real in the scene. There's no like it, you know what I mean? I'm wondering how they did this, because it's too big to be a screen. Maybe they could have had a projector on top, but then didn't have a small projector. So I'm wondering how they did this.
It's a good question, actually. Never really thought about that.
Because it's such like a real looking effect, but it's so simple. Yeah.
Good question. We should ask Rick Sternbach or somebody that might remember.
But what is a big question, Stuart, is as Worf gets there, he tries to get in. No. Timing. Hello, Mr. Worf. And we're like, oh, there's two of him. Or is it not two of him? Dum dum dum.
Well, yeah. See, you're not sure because that's the thing that kind of goes. I was thinking about it, and did it scan him, and beam him up, then replace him?
Yep.
But the copy's in the other room. Yeah. Anyway, you're not sure, so.
I know the first time I watched this, I didn't think the girl was the thing. That got me. That was a good reveal. I can see why it's obvious, in like when you have a bit of, you know what I mean. If you're really thinking about it, I get why. But I think it's pretty well hidden. But it's deliberately hidden, like how in Picard, he's coming, he's beaming in. It's a she. Well, you're doing it on purpose. With Picard, I never thought he was. I always thought he was an intruder. I wish they'd made it a bit more, because I like the idea of it, because they transported. They said later on it could have, if it was a duplicate, but also still had his brain pattern very deliberately. It would have been nice to have played with that, like maybe he's degrading or he's having flashes of not being him. Would have been nice, because you're right, this intro is very like, well, which way is it? Has he been cloned? Has he been, I wish that was played out more. But then again, the focus of it not being, again, helps how much time you spend on other things.
Fleet Pass with back $2 reminds me of the Iconian Gateway.
Yeah.
A little bit. And
it's pretty advanced, so I can imagine. I mean, yeah.
And Ensign Ricky's $52 Sam, your volume is pretty low.
It's probably more just you're really high.
Yeah,
right.
Well, Dan23 also said my volume's a little high, but okay. Ozzy says the Commander's volume is awesome. So it's one of those things that some people are hearing different things, which is really irritating.
Well, I lowered you by about 35%, so we'll see what that does. But thanks for trying to help.
Yeah.
How long the Enterprise she was lasted 20 million kilometers from the pulsar? I think it's 8 minutes, wasn't it?
18.
18, okay.
Yeah, and then when they go within 10 million, it won't. Not a good.
Yeah, but yeah, great cold open. It's very gentle. It's very slow, strong cold open.
Yeah. All right. So then we come back and we find out that the Bolian's name is Matina Harrow. And she's a first-year cadet at Starfleet Academy.
And what did you think seeing the DS9 uniform for the first time as a cadet uniform? I mean, mostly not identical, but I mean, there's only so many ways you can vary.
I never even noticed.
Really?
Yeah, I never noticed there's a difference. Good God.
Because it's blatant that they thought, hey, what should we do? Oh, we did this 5 years ago. Oh, let's do that. Cool. It works, because this is not a coincidence. You know, they already did the design once, and if you hit a long shot, I mean, it's the same uniform, just without the neck piece. And the fabric's less good. Like, you can tell the fabric is much more... And if you catch up with the live stream, you can see I've done a long shot. The fabric just feels a bit shittier and, like, softer, like well, more like a, you know, a sort of gentle fabric rather than a crisp fabric. So it looks like pajamas, but it's just, you know, the same design, just, you know. So it's a bit strange because it's like 2 eras, but not really.
You're just fantasizing about her in pajamas. I understand. It's fine. It's fine. Anyway, so yeah, so she's a first year cadet at the academy. The other guy, his name is Kova Thul. And he's from Mizaran 2.
And isn't he great in this?
Yes, he is, actually. I love his makeup, actually.
I mean, that's phenomenal. I wish that alien came back more, because that is bloody brilliant.
Yeah.
They obviously, you know, again, no money was spent except on a few places, and that looks like an expensive, well-made, well-maintained piece where all the time was put into it. I wish that alien was in more, because it's such a cool look. And I mean, you need the hat thing, but it's just such a good look. And great casting, because, you know, playing a coward who's, you know, of a world of cowards where that's not cowardice because that's just life. It's, you know, interesting guy to pick. And I want to see what it really looks like. Because I knew the voice. I know the voice from someone who's definitely a character actor. I'll see if I know I can work out who he is. Sorry.
Yeah. That's okay. We find out that Matina, though, the Starfleet cadet, was alone studying and then fainted. And when she woke up, she was there. And she's been there for about 3 days. And Kova had been there about 12 days, possibly more. But I was meditating quietly, and then for no reason fainted. We find out Picard asks, you know, who's brought us here. Find out the captors have never shown themselves. But Picard's like, well, there's 4 sleeping areas, so another one is probably coming. And then he goes and messes with the door, and the other guy's like, whoa, I wouldn't touch that. I tried and was punished. Olivia Julius, $5. I'm starting a mutiny. Who's with me? Let's throw the captain. Let's throw the captain, and then fertilizers for everyone.
Overthrow, maybe.
Oh, maybe.
So I get to be in. I get to be in on this if I want to be, I guess.
Yeah, you can decide to turn on me at the end of this review.
Well, it depends if you make us almost die or not. That's up to you.
Should I sing? Should I dance? Should I, like, try to romance you? Hey, you want to come to my quarters later? Yeah. Ever thought about us and what could have been?
I'm happy with our relationship as it stands right now, okay? I'm comfortable.
Oh, the professional detachment, decorum.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Moving on.
You get the urinal cake scene.
Oh yes, it's food.
It's all I ever see when I see this scene. It's
Barely
cake.
food.
Yeah.
I wonder what it really is though, because I'd take a bite out of it, just like gelatin or something.
Yeah, hard gelatin. But it's a great concept. This will sustain you. You know, it also makes me think of TOS, just like unflavored TOS cubes. You know.
Yeah.
Well, I like the idea to build, like, you know, one prop, basically the entire set, and the door panels. This thing that just dispenses things. It's effective. I like it.
Yep. But nothing happens to Picard when he goes to mess with the door. Cool looking panel, though, I gotta say. The control panel is pretty interesting. But yeah, anyway. Then we cut to the Enterprise.
Well, what do you think of the lens flares? Because this scene is shot oddly. There's more lights, there's more... If you look at some of the shadows, especially, you know, this is a good example. There's lights everywhere, and they cause multiple odd reflect. Like, it's a great visual, sets it off a bit. It's not normal. What do you think of the look?
It looks awesome because it adds to the uncomfortableness of the situation. With the bright light strips on the center post, the way they shine out, it makes you feel like claustrophobic almost for the size of the room, and
yeah,
I don't know. It's harsh. It it just shows that something's not right. You know?
Yeah, and I bet you it wasn't the funnest set to film in with all the lights and like again, there's lots of up lights and yeah.
Mercer Create puts in $2.
Thank you.
Those pesky Bolians. I like the drinking son.
Yeah.
Cheer up, me lads. Now cheer up, me lads.
That was Sunday, Stuart. We're sober today.
Are we though?
Are we ever though?
Mark Lawrence, $5 with no comment, but thank you, Mark. Good to see you.
Thanks, Mark. Cool.
We got a mighty convoy hauling fertilizers through the night. Yes, Jeff. Yes. Wow, you guys go off on tangents sometimes in the chat.
And they're allowed to. They're our team. Our team has our own unique thoughts. But one of the unique thoughts is we're going to go say out of the hood in about, was it 36 hours?
36 hours, I'm expecting it.
Where's the closest pulsar data? About, not very far. What do we know about?
In the Lanka cluster, though.
Ah, very special. And he knows it. He's read up and he asked Data, well, what do we know about it? He's like, oh, a lot. Starts to go off and then Picard's like, walks to thingy, just ignoring it. Set course. Well, how long? And where's he? Oh, warp 7, obviously. You want to go there quickly. 36 minutes. Let's go.
34 minutes.
Let's go almost as slow as possible. And we're like, so you want us to waste Was it?
Well, he then set course at warp 2, which will be 31 hours.
Yeah. And it's like, so you make us waste 31 hours of time? I love that distinction. 30 minutes!
34 minutes.
Why are you taking a shuttle?
Yeah.
It's 31 hours away. We'll be there and back in an hour. You idiots. Every time I should cut to this scene, how stupid it sounds. And it's a joke in this episode. Because it's stupid.
And Riker's like, Mr. Worf, contact the hood. Tell him to...
Well, no. He inquires first, like, we're going to be late, sir? I think we will. I think we'll need it today. And it's so serious, as if there's a reason. It's like, there's not a reason. Love it.
And so he orders Worf to contact them, and Picard's like, what? Belay that order.
Because I was wondering what they're going to say the excuse is. What's the reason? What's the reason for the delay is? Traffic. Sir? Nothing.
Olivia Julius, $2. He's taking the scenic route.
Feels like it.
Yeah, but again, he seems very much Picard-like here. He doesn't seem out of character, so there's nothing really odd going on yet. Nobody's really concerned.
He's got a command style. He's still commanding, but he's not got the hard edge that Picard might have. He's he gets more and more, I think, softer as he goes. And this scene is a sense of, he's just doing it, Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then he talks to Riker, and he's like, so you know that sometimes, I'm usually pretty communicative with you, but, I might not be able to be as communicative over the next little while, so... And Riker's like, well, I can handle it. Because what about the crew? Well, you can count on all of us, sir. So again, nothing seems odd here, even to Riker. It's like, oh yeah, things like this happen. You probably got to communicate. Something going on. I'll find out about it when I need to.
But I love it. He's setting up. He's buying himself time by. No, I'm bringing you in to tell you I can't bring you in. Is that okay? Oh well, thanks for bringing me in. About can't bring you in. You're welcome, second command. I love it. It's just a nice, and the way he does it is gentle but commanding. It's not very characterful as Picard, and that's the point. It's more just, it's a very different. I'm sure part of the direction was don't act like Picard, act like X. A bit more friendly, a bit more. So it's a whole different vibe. And I'd love to do Supercut with just these scenes and see if a Trek fan would sense anything different. Given a normal episode, and this part of this episode, but which one is he acting normally? Or I don't know how you'd lead that question, but yeah, it's just interesting. Good acting.
Yeah, to me, he still felt very much Picardish during most of this, anyway.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got... Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Before we go to the next scene. Mark Lawrence did have a super chat, but it didn't show up on my computer. He said, I always thought those food discs tasted like axle grease. So thank you, Mark.
Oh, there was a Bolian in first season Conspiracy. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and the big guy's outfit eventually becomes Morn's outfit.
Yeah, I thought it looked familiar. Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. So lots of costumes carry over from this one to DS9, I guess. That's what we can take away from this. Like the cadet uniform. Yeah, never mind. Anyway, so the next scene, Picard is like tapping out the prime numbers, the first 6 prime numbers, and we're trying to let them know that we're intelligent. And the other guy's like, well, we've been talking, haven't we? Yes, but they might, they might not understand that. They might think, we're doing mathematical stuff. Math.
Clever. I was assuming he was doing like Morse code or something.
Oh, that's what I thought too.
Because pi, like, what if they only start listening 4th number in? They've lost it. I guess same for Morse code. But I was expecting something like it's hard.
But he's doing the first 6 prime numbers. He's not doing pi.
Yeah, but I mean, if you'd missed out the first 2, then you'd saying, well, what does 4, 8, 12, 13 mean? But I like how he's getting around the door pain stick, because it's designed to pain you if you try and escape, not press the same button 43 times. Simple but effective as a concept. Simple but effective.
Yeah. The cadet says, I'm not a special kind of cadet or anything. I don't know why I was taken.
Well, they start to analyze, the situation.
Yeah. Impulse propulsion systems. I'm very good with field coils. It's like, ooh, that could be something they need.
She's like, but just engineer rather than me, maybe? Because I'm not exactly... Yeah. I'm good, but there's better people.
We find out the other guy, his race has no enemies, and Picard's like, no enemies? In the last 300 years, just the Mizaran history of your planet, you've been conquered 6 times. We find out they value peace above confrontation, so they basically just bow at anybody that shows up.
And that's an interesting little morality tale. The fact that he looks down on him so quickly that you can have, and you've said it before, or Doug says, you shouldn't have weapons on a ship, but you have to defend yourself, because if they have a stick, you have to have a stick too. This is a race that doesn't even have a stick. They've been conquered 6 times, and how many billions have died? But as long as the rest survive, it doesn't matter. But he's an example of Picard's like, you idiot. Everyone says you're an idiot. So it's a nice example of that's too far. And he's looked down upon as being stupid. Subtle side note, but it is there. You can go too far.
So, is there anybody that you have an enemy? Well, none of us have enemies, especially me. I'm just a simple public servant. We're just captives like yourself. A lot of issues of I don't trust you going on here. Let's see. Oh, wait a minute. This is when the other guy comes in, isn't it? I gotta get ahead here in the pictures. Yes. Yeah, he shows up. And he says, "Who are you guys? Who are you?" He goes to jump up, and they're like, "We're just captives like yourself." And he's like, "I don't trust you." Picard's like, "You were abducted from Chalna. I visited there 12 years ago while commanding the Stargazer."
Nice reference.
And the other guy kind of eases up a bit. He's like, "Oh, okay, cool."
Because it's certainly implied that he's not from a backwater planet, but a planet that doesn't focus on anything spacey in the same way that other races do. So to know his species is kind of special. He doesn't even know who Bolians are, and they're much more member worlds.
Well, I love how when the guy pulls the knife, Picard's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" And he stands in front of the other guy.
Yep.
It's like, hey, I've been stabbed before. I can deal with this.
By someone who looks very similar to you as well.
Yeah.
Do you know the Bolians? The Norsicans. We're good friends of the Norsicans. We have drinking raids. Drinking raids? Yes, we drink and we raid people. Oh, it is nice. It sounds great.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean, Picard in this, honestly, is like an A-star. Like, the acting, the character, at least the Picard as Picard bits. He's so diplomatic, so reasoned, he de-escalates so well, he's thoughtful, yet he does get angry, and, and got that makeup. The fact that you can get up to an extreme close-up of this guy, this sort of guy, that makeup is excellent. Like, Westmore, you... truly amazing person.
And Christopher Rollins says, "Wait, the abductors didn't take the knife?" No, they actually make a point of that later. That you're still armed. You're still a threat to all of us because you can't eat the goddamn urinal pucks. I mean, who would want to, right?
Yes. But like I said, it's levels to the test, to the experiment. We're escalating. Each person's escalation. How does the pacifist
deal with a situation like this for 12 days, or he does try and escape, he gets punished. How does a cadet deal with it? She hasn't got the confidence to do much for a couple of days. She talks to him, doesn't try anything herself. The captain comes in, they try to communicate, doesn't do much else. They bring in the guy who'll escalate things, but he gets de-escalated, surprisingly, but he has a weapon to escalate escalation. But also, I think the first time I was watching it, I did consider that they didn't think a knife was like an energy weapon. Just like the communicator is deactivated, like a gun would be deactivated, but they didn't think his knife as a weapon, more a tool. So you can see it being like a oops, because it ain't sci-fi tech, it's just a blade.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
But now we're playing poker.
Yeah.
And Picard comes in, and it's like
Stuart,
the first time he's really showed up at the game.
I didn't realize we're all good things already. Jesus, we skipped a little bit of time.
That's exactly what I thought too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Picard comes in and says to LaForge, what's our energy efficiency status? And he's very friendly about this. He's not like coming in and like,
yep.
What's going on?
Yep. But he's not too nice either. This is a perfectly pitched scene. It's very, very good.
Yep. 93% engine efficiency, sir. And I'm thinking 93% from Geordi. Really, it should be a little bit higher than that. But Picard's like, I'd like to increase it to 95%. And Geordi's like, all right, I'll get right on it. He's like, no, just enjoy your game. Just chill.
Yep.
And LaForge is like, no, Lady Luck left me a long time ago. I'm more than happy to go do this now.
So he does reference a second ago, he keeps losing, basically. He's not doing well.
Yeah.
And it's the fact that Picard says, no, it's okay. That's what takes away.
He says it's not in order. It's not in order. You can get to it later, he says. It's exactly
I'm here to talk to Troi, you'll see in a minute, but while I'm here, I might as well mention it to you. But hey, whenever you want, don't worry about it. I love that, because it's just, that's the difference between suspicious and Picard being Picard off duty. And he plays it so well.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
But then he watches a bit of the game, and Troi...
This is when it is a bit weird. It's like, I'll just watch. And as soon as Troi wins, he's like, can I talk to you for a second? And you're like, well, yeah, obviously you're here for her then. Well, that wasn't subtle, was it, Picard?
Yeah. She offers him a seat and says, we're obviously, we have space. So he's like, no, it's fine. But takes her out into the hallway and asks her how the crew's reacting to our sudden change of course.
And I like Troy's awkward, talk to me, and her demeanor's like, oh, I'm in trouble. Like, it's such an instant, like, yeah.
Well, they're curious but not concerned. They trust you. And he says, I know the crew have full trust in me, but what if things were to change?
How far does that trust go?
Yeah.
And it's definitely a leading question. I mean, he's asking, she doesn't know there's anything wrong with the situation, and there isn't as far as they know yet. But the fact that he's leading her into this makes her think, he knows there's maybe something wrong and he's addressing it. Therefore, I will not think he's crazy, because he's knowing that something's maybe wrong. Oh, smart. But then Sorry.
But she must be reading Picard. Like, she must still be sensing him, right? Or just... So that's pretty deep.
I know they mention it later with her saying, I sense nothing from him, but they really did a moment somewhere near the first half saying how she can't detect anything different. Because the fact that he transforms into a creature at the end implies he's not a beamed-in clone, he's another creature. Like, even though they say...
He's wearing a Picard suit.
Yes, exactly. But if he can have Picard brainwaves, that's a hell of a transporter clone. That is very, very cool. I wish they'd said something about Troi. Something,
Well, they make the point at the end that they're all telepathically linked, this whole species, this whole race. So maybe they're all kind of helping to project that image of Picard. Like,
I mean, there's lots of possibilities. It would have been... It seems like such an obvious... This is a one-on-one conversation where she should sense something. Even just to read her captain to know how she should be dealing with him. He's obviously giving off full signals of a normal nature, which again tells you how powerful the alien race is, that they can match to an empath's ability flawlessly. Again, these are very, very powerful creatures of all they can do. It's very impressive.
But she looks quite concerned at the end there and walks back into the... gives them one last look down the hallway.
Well, it is weird to be asked, how far will that trust go? It's like...
I would love to hear the conversation that happens when she goes and sits down. And, like, that was weird. What? Well, Captain Picard just... Although, would she say that?
Because the way she says later on, we had a weird conversation. If she was to tell everyone else her private conversation with the captain, that'd be giving away the plot. As in the sense of she can't be telling everyone. If he says I'm nervous, she can't then relate to them. So it's probably a patient-doctor sort of confidentiality. But you're right. Where does that line go? Because I'm sure Will's like, is everything all right? She's like, yes.
I think so.
I think so.
Like, I would have loved to hear the conversation that
no,
happened after
nice.
that. But then we had another great upper shot. Like, this is one of the first shots when he arrived here. He was walking around. They had this shot from up above. They have it here again. You see the size of the room, not very big, and not a comfortable situation.
And it's a great example of this is a nothing set, and yet there's so much there. Like, often we've chastised them for being, wow, that looks cheap, but there's something about this that works. I think partially because it's not a redress. It's a brand new built environment with a unique shape, a unique style. You know, if this had just been the battle bridge redressed again.
Yeah.
But look, the light panels, yes, fine. But the fact it's that, and I think it does help knowing in retrospect it's a cage, it's an experiment. The cleanness of it, the greyness of it, you know, yeah, it all works well together.
Mm-hmm. Here we find out the new guy's name is Esok, and it means fighter. And the coward guy, he's like, I'll bet most
son of Esok, grandson of Esok, the fighter.
Well, they're like Eskimos, or call them that. 46 different names for snow.
Yeah.
But I'll bet most of the names on your planet mean fighter. Mizarians, your names all mean surrender.
I love how everyone knows about them.
Yeah.
Surrendering people are big news because everyone knows, hey, if you ever want some free resources, go conquer them. They'll just give you whatever you want. It's easy. One ship with one disruptor, you win. Wow.
And the guy's like, well, we're a race of thinkers. A race of cowards, you mean?
Yeah.
We find out she's from Boleus 9.
Yeah.
So I don't know how many planets in the Boleus system, and if there's just Bolians on one of them, or I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah.
So they ask if he has any enemies, and he's like, none of consequence. All the enemies I killed, all my enemies I've killed that could pose any kind of threat.
It reminded me a lot of Tain, and Arbor Tain. It's like, I've killed all my best enemies, and it's kind of a shame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the peaceful guy, the coward, whatever you want to call him, he says, you live in anarchy. Then he goes to try one of the urinal cakes and licks it, and poison. So I don't know if it's literally poison or just like poison to his species, or just, you know, doesn't like the taste of it. Yeah.
Although, if you look at his eyes, when he there's a really interesting. I know it's just the lights, but there's such a weird thing happening in his contact lens. All the reflective lights. He looks very alien when he tries to eat it.
It looks good. Yeah.
Yeah. But they do a superb job of creating a distinct characterization with everybody. But this is where the lines are interesting, because you expect the story to revolve around this guy. So they're giving him a lot of dramatic focus. With the secondary character be who you obviously are meant to think he's going to fight with this pacifist guy. So every scene you're pushed away from the Bolian. Even though she's there, she's always in dialogue, she's always doing something. So she's there.
She's Starfleet. Trust her.
Exactly. And she's always helping without any sense of herself. So she's least character, but because she's in uniform, she's got most instant characterization. And so this is when it all starts. We give us bigger things to focus on, but everyone still has a part to play. And it keeps... Yeah, it's good. So it's a maze of storytelling as well. How it leads your expectations.
The other guy's like, does this mean there's nothing you can eat here? And he's like, wah. And then Picard's like, how long can you go without food? 3 days, perhaps 4. No longer.
Yeah.
So, ticking clock now. Gotta have a ticking clock in these episodes.
But hey, I mean, Picard might feel blessed that, he wasn't picked to be eaten first. He likes him more, the blue guy first. Yeah.
We're back on the Enterprise in sickbay. Olivia Julius, though, $5. I'm here. I didn't leave to eat a burger.
Ooh, what sort of burger, Olivia?
Is it a urinal cake burger?
Or a patty in between two? Yeah. There's nutritious. Where'd you get the burger from? I want a burger. Maybe it's Wendy's or something.
I don't know. Yum, yum.
All right, so we're in sick bay. Picard comes in, and Dr. Crusher's like, well, the results of your physicals are in. You're in great shape.
Yeah.
Annual physical isn't due for another month. And I love his answer to this, because he's a captain. Usually you have to remind me, then badger me, then finally order me. I thought I'd save you the trouble. And I love how she's kind of like, be honest with your doctor. What's going on? Are there any symptoms of anything you've noticed? What's going on? He's like, no, absolutely nothing. And just before he leaves, he's like, well, will you have dinner with me tonight? She's like, in 10 forward? He's like, no, I was thinking more of my quarters. And she's like, Nice scene. Again, still acting like Picard. I know he's took his physical early and whatever, but I mean, if I had a doctor like that, I'd probably go down for physicals every day. But yeah, I think it's a nice scene between the two of them. And even later, in his quarters, I love the interaction with these two. Pretty much any time they're on screen together, in an intimate setting. But yeah, I think this is really well done. Again, he doesn't feel like he's not Picard.
But that's the thing, he does when he know he's not, because he's too, the layer of friend, like he's living in a very specific layer of the character. Friendly, amenable, positive, and kind of almost always smiling. There's a scene later on where you can see his eyes are like happy eyes, and then it contrasts well with him at the end where he's just passively in command, and he's just a very strong face. When Beverly's looking at him, you know. But there's always like you can tell Patrick's just trying to be happy in his face but not smile, and that you never get that. It's very, very rare, and so everything he's doing is elevated with this little bit of a amusement, intrigue, a little bit of silly, but it's still Picard, just in this weird level that offsets everything with a little bit of a cheeky vibe, and that's very unusual, which is why it works so well.
It's the personal Picard. It's Picard as a person, not as a captain.
Yeah.
And I think that's what the aliens maybe don't understand. It's just because he's like this, he doesn't show this to his crew. And there's always been that kind of detachment from his crew. He doesn't get too close. Like, he doesn't go play poker with them. He doesn't do that kind of stuff to kind of keep that. And that's explained throughout the series, actually.
Yeah.
So it could be that the aliens are just confused as to how he would act around the crew.
No, I think it's super deliberate, because their whole experiment is about command. And so they're testing the idea of, these guys trust him implicitly. How far will you put... If he is the best commander possible, how far will they go to their own sudden, like, surefire death and still obey? And they went to the absolute limit. Like, he successfully tricked them, played their emotions to get them right to the point of the one order would kill them. They were one order within suicide. That's impressive, and that's command. They were learning a lesson about command. So I think it's super deliberate, everything in this. Because he's commanding Beverly with his stares, with his emotion. He's commanding Riker with his administration. He's super deliberate. Every single step is very interesting. Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah. And yeah, dinner. And it's such like a...
Well, before dinner, there's another quick scene where they're back in the...
asks for dinner. He's kind of like, I know you're going to say yes because you fancy me, and we'll just have a look. But the way he's so blunt with it, 10 forward, no, quarters, it's more personal, it's more intimate. Like, he's very, like, she gets what he means, but he's not trying to be too flirt. Like, it's just such a, you know, so we can be alone. It's just a professional way of saying it, but it still works well. It's clever.
Yeah. Squadra course has been infected. Puts in $2 and says, fertilizer burgers best eaten with skeleton hands. You've been infected by the super chat.
And they go down sleek. And the shit's a rad after. I mean, what?
That's pretty rad. Oy vey. Anyway, so we're back in the cell, and this is where they're trying to find a way to escape. And the coward guy's like, why are you doing that? You shouldn't do that. Picard's like, no, it's imperative to attempt an escape. And the other guy's like, no, we should wait and see what they want.
You've been here 14 days now.
Exactly, yeah. So they come to the conclusion that cross-circuiting the door should be relatively easy, so we're going to try that.
Well, once they break it open, because they're like, what do you think? And he's like, it's not sturdy, and he rips it open.
Yeah.
No, only doable because he has gloves. So they needed him, or to rip their hands open, so it links in very well. And everyone's working together, as he says later. Now we're all together, we can now use each other's skills.
love how the door shifts a little bit,
Yep.
and then they get zapped by the pain ray or whatever.
Yeah.
Which I thought would go on a little bit longer. It doesn't happen very long at all.
No, it doesn't.
But
It's a slap on the wrist, not a punch in the face.
yes, great description.
Thank you. But it's a good scene. It's a nice build. It's a good, it works well. And I like the fact that we're not showing this Isok guy as a brute. They're very careful with that. They're saying he can be, but he's also not. It's super unracist this episode, actually.
He's actually less brutish than most Klingons would be in the circumstances.
Yeah. I guess he just ate. he's still full from this.
Yeah, that would be my next question. After how long can you survive without eating? Is when did you just eat? Like 2 hours ago?
2.5 days. I'm on a fast. Ah, shit.
It's a religious thing. Yeah. But I'm getting hungry.
I have a suggestion. What, Isok? Give me his arm. What? That'll feed me for half a day. Don't look at me.
I was supposed to take a bite into a mouth-watering burger, and I got teleported here. I was so hungry.
Oh no! It took me 62 hours to make this meal, or 6 hours to make this meal. No.
Yeah.
So the date.
The date.
And what a great shot with Warp. I love her dress. It's not too flirty, but it's like I'm trying, but I'm not trying to be sexy. It's more like I'm trying to be suave and debonair, and he's just like, look at this, I can do this and see my chest if you want.
I'm in my quarters just wearing my robe.
He looks like anyone as hard as she is. He looks sloppy in comparison, but like chill. And look at his little cheeky faces. Like he's smiling in his eyes. I love that about this episode. He's smiling always with his eyes. It's a whole different performance.
And she's flirting back though. Like there's some cute stuff going on here.
But it's super respectful in character flirting because this is out of nowhere. Like she knows what this could lead to potentially, and it could forever, ruin everything. So she's being like this is basically the what if story that we never get until All Good Things. But because she never knows it's not Picard, it's played totally straight. This is how it would have gone.
Yeah.
It's a perfect what if because it would have gone this way, give or take.
Well, this is the end of the night too. Because this is where she says, out with it, John Luke. Whatever's been on your mind all evening.
That is true.
And he's like, have I been that transparent?
Yeah, I hadn't thought of that.
I've been thinking about us.
Us?
And the choices I've made.
No.
She jumps in and says, our positions necessitate a degree of professional detachment. But he's like, we should get closer. He says, it would be simpler would it be simpler if I wasn't your commanding officer? It's like, oh, what do you got another posting, another position, you quitting as captain? Kind of that the way he said it, from her point of view, that's what I'd be thinking. Like, are you moving to a different assignment? What's going on?
This is so out of the blue. And he's playing it so chill, not like a player, but just like, I've always been a woman. I always know what women want. And she's like, no, you haven't. Is that sort of, he's too suave.
Yeah,
but it's such an adult conversation. Like this is a masterclass in well-written adult. I'm sure both actors were like, "Yes, shit,
great dialogue."
Yes.
Yep. And she says, "Yeah, it'll be simpler if you were my commanding officer, but it wouldn't be the only problem."
And the quivering in her voice, the eyes, it's like she's running through her brain quickly. She's like, "There's still more," and you're wondering what else. I was thinking instantly, Jack, Wesley, but she never goes into it. But the fact that she's fighting it sort of so much now is interesting. That it's there, but is it it's there, but is it something you really even want to go into? You know.
And that doesn't deter him. He gets up, hits the little panel on his desk, turns on some music, and
but isn't Mambo number 6 from that would have been fun if he's like.
Oh wait, wrong one.
Wrong, yeah. Something Latin. No.
While they're dancing, he says, I never got a chance to tell you that I'm glad you're back aboard the Enterprise. I miss our friendship. She's like, I did too. Well, then they kiss.
Yes.
Which, after the conversation that was just had, seems odd to me, but...
It doesn't. Although...
well, exactly my point.
But this is what would, should have happened. It's not necessarily scriptable. It's like someone lived this in real life, one of the writers, and just knew this can happen. But did you think when he said, I've missed our friendship, that he quivers on friendship you know, he's like he emphasizes a friendship because now she's rejected him to be a friend. So he's like, it's our friendship, Doctor. Did you get that?
I didn't. I'd have to go back and watch it.
It's really, I think it's there, but I like the fact that when they're starting to dance, they almost kiss and she moves to like his ear, but it's almost a kiss.
I noticed that. Yeah.
And then but it's such like a hey, you know what? Fuck it.
Yeah.
We're here. This is the moment. Will this work?
And then it's like she wants something more, and he goes to the door and like leans
Thank
against
you,
the door.
Doctor. That'll be all.
And the look on her face is like, but what?
But I just gave in slightly. What's that? There's another line from one of the treks. You know, I will step back and you, da-da, I da-da, and you come back. That's what it is. Who's saying that? Somebody says.
That's Uhura. That's Uhura. In
Yes. It's like that scene, and he just says, "Thank you, goodbye." She's like, "What? But you didn't come back." Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
And then he closes the door on her, and the look on her face is just priceless. Sorry, I got the still I got had her eyes closed, so
yeah.
I had to go back and get the other still. But yeah,
it's really because it's like the experiment is over now. It's that sort of vibe. It's like he turns off romance mode into next thing mode.
Yeah,
it's wonderfully abrupt.
Nice little attention to detail. Noah's quarters are on deck 9, and then 3601, which we know his quarters are right above 10 forward. You know, 10 forward has the upper curving windows.
Oh.
His quarters have the down curving windows right above.
Did not know that. So he's literally in front of the ship.
Yep. Got the best view.
Well, I did think that. It's like, there's only so many windows on the ship. There's a lot of crew members, and he's one of the biggest. So there's only so many of those windows on the ship. What I also like about this is that, technically speaking, she shot him down. So this is also, she shouldn't be surprised. Beyond its abruptness, she said no. He's like, okay, thanks for coming. She's like, you said no. I did, yes. Oh. So it's so respectful. It's like too respectful. It's not, it's great.
It's mixed signals 101 here.
But she said no.
I know, but then she kissed him. And then the look of disappointment on her face when he opened that door. And the she just stands there for a second like,
well, I meant to...
my loins, they're quivering.
But look at Patrick's passive face, like, thank you, Doctor. Bye-bye. But it's not mean. It's just, yep, thank you.
Yeah.
No, it's great. Wonderful. That was probably one of their favorite of that season.
Oh yeah. Anyway. So we're back in the cell, the cage, whatever. My first note here is you claim that you were hit by the stone being before we arrived.
Stun beam.
Stun beam.
Well, pain beam.
Thank you. Yeah. They actually say stun beam though. That's why I auto-corrected that. Okay. But you could be lying because apparently you've been there for 12 days. It was the first one there, whatever. And then collaboration is what your species does best. Maybe you're working with them. And then the cadet says, "Well, Captain Picard has put his life in danger many times to help others because the other guy questions Picard, you know." And she goes, the helping this person or this thing and this thing, and Picard like, and mentions another planet, and she's like, "Oh yes," so that's played out later. I didn't write it down here, unfortunately, but he kind of catches her in a little bit of a something she shouldn't know situation in this scene. So
now this is the turn, and in fact, when in this rewatch review, it seems like it's very quick. It's not, but I guess the scenes are so sleek that cause it's actually a long way through the episode. But anyway, just a little disclaimer there. But yeah, this is great because it's very knowing. Again, it's the barbarian guy that says, "Well, one of you might be in on this. That is our captor," which is true. And he goes through all the possibilities, and he does single out the girl for a very real reason, which is true. He does. Like, again, great shifting of who you think is going to be what. And then it takes her, like you said, to defend her, and she references two things. and I had to look at the memory alpha. So she references the proto Vulcan planet, that incident, and that's the one that's been Mintaka, and that's the bit that's been classified because that was a royal f up. So the fact that she knows that is absurd, possible but absurd, and that's why he uses his current mission, which only the crew would know.
Because they just finished it. They were in orbit above the planet as the episode started, yeah.
But it would obviously they scanned his brain, that's how they know it. And it's a really nice bit of acting because it you can miss it. You genuinely can miss this little turn. But he's got to still play it safe, and the look of like, oh shit, yeah, on his face. And disappointment and just focus, like you can see all the cogs in his brain whirring. And yet you can still see why because he has to still pretend to her that he doesn't.
He doesn't like, go, act on it immediately, and not even over the next little while. It's like it's forgotten almost. Like as an audience member, you're supposed to forget it.
Yep.
And then it's brought up at the end. He's playing the long game. So.
And not that long game, but he needs time to process it. But it's such a little played thing. Yeah.
And Brian Strait puts in $10. Thank you very much, Brian.
Thank you. Amazing.
Another season 3 classic. Love this one. The crew never before and never again communicates silently on the bridge like this. And I like the way the pulsar is done.
Yeah.
Well, isn't there like a text message sent on the Enterprise E at some point?
Yes. Well, that's the that's the scimitar. Let's ram it. There is.
Yeah.
I think there's 2 other times that similar things happen. But yeah, it's. And I honestly, when we watched this, didn't see whatever the hell he was talking about. Like, he might have looked at Riker. And look does not mean keep them in a force field. I'm sorry. No. But we'll get there,
Yeah. Brian Strait puts in another $5.
Thank you.
Also a quibble. It can't be Deck 9 since the windows are like standard hull slant and not curved. In that one particular above the table, yes, I agree. But later in the season, you see the windows that are curved like that. So look at the blueprints of the ship. You'll see where it is. And Olivia Julius, $5. On the Enterprise, Captain Picard buys the crew around. On Trekyards, the crew pays for the captain's round. Well, yeah. If you were all in the same room, I'd buy you guys around. But you're not. I'm not going to send you money individually.
Speaking of, though, 67 likes. That right now is your free currency for you to send us at no cost. We do need as many likes as possible. It helps the algorithm. We're at 67 right now. We haven't shifted for a little bit. I would love to see 85. We're 86 people, so there is a possibility of that working. So 67. I want to see 85. Click like. It's completely free. Any YouTube account can do it. Please and thank you.
Yeah. Brian's arguing with me. He says he knows where they are in the blueprints, but they don't quite match well. Well, anyway, that's where it's supposed to be, so deal with it.
In Star Trek Picard, 10 forward doesn't even match 10 forward, so...
Yeah, exactly. And Picard, the series, they knew what they were doing, because they've had a lot of Trek to, build on, so...
Yes, also the first shot of their show, therefore they should have got it right, because it's the first shot of the show, and they're using 3 models that got it right. So they have less excuse.
Yeah.
With CGI, it takes 10 minutes to build. 10 forward, and a very busy 10 forward because that's part of the joke.
Before the 10 forward thing, that you see them come out of warp and go to impulse, and there's a voiceover talking about going to impulse.
Stuart, warp 2 is too fast.
It is. Well, he makes a point of this. We're creeping up on the pulsar at half impulse.
That's so slow.
Yeah.
That's like you've spent 31 hours getting here. It's been 31 hours to go at impulse from your 30 hours of warp 2. I love it. It's so stupid. He's just biding time, isn't he? That's all he's doing.
Yeah. But yeah, this is the conversation. Like, this is different. He's different. The captain does seem detached from his emotions, says Troi. And then, guess who comes in? Hey, everybody.
I don't appreciate how they're all a bit like, what is he doing here? Like, at first, he comes in often. But then he waves. And it's like, ah! Now, editing-wise, I would have had the weird looks after the wave. Small editing thing, but yeah. But the wave is pretty hilarious.
Yeah.
It's like, Captain! Hey, man! Hey, Captain!
Well, he goes straight up to Geordi and Worf and says to Geordi, well, the engines are operating at 96 proficiency. Well done. Puts his hand on his back.
No, slaps his back.
Yeah. And Geordi's like,
Thanks, sir.
But then he's like...
But hey, good for Geordi. That's a lot of percent. That's over.
Yeah.
Damn fine engineer. Don't give him credit. Damn fine
That's what I expect from Geordi all the time. When I heard 93%, I was like, seriously, Geordi?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
But yeah, then Picard's like, ales for everyone. He goes, when I was in back in Starfleet, we used to follow each toast with a song.
No, you didn't.
Here's to the finest crew in Starfleet.
That's true.
And then, cheer up, me lads, come cheer up, me lads. And everybody else starts singing. Even Worf's like, and then as soon as he turns away, Worf's like, It's good. It's good.
Yeah, it makes me laugh a little bit, because as soon as he turns around and says ales for everyone, I'm thinking, Captain? Yes? Everything's free. Oh. 2 ales. No, sir. Still free. 5 ales for everyone. Okay, fine. Like, I literally guys like, yeah, Captain! It's almost like I'm cheering in the background. You can get as many ales as you want. They're free.
But are they? Because some episodes they're not. Sometimes actually credits and sometimes replicator credits.
Because they have limited power.
Yeah, bullshit.
Now, it'd be different if it was like, guidance special, right to Gino for everyone. But it's a beautiful little moment. I can imagine, I get so cringe whenever I watch this scene. Just like ultra cringe, because I often hate seeing singing in films and TV shows get cringe. But Patrick is loving it. He is having an absolute ball, and you can just feel it. And yeah, Worf and Geordi started. I love it. It's such a nice detail that is just beautiful.
And Geordi comes over and sits with them and is like, what the... And Riker's like, that's not the captain I know.
Oh, I love it. It's so underwhelming, the acting here of like, Commander, that's wrong. I know, Geordi. Mutiny time for the singing. I love it. It's just a nice little... Oh, I like the fact that he tries to sing with his crew, like his favourite crew, but they don't know the words. So his random other side, they know the words, I'm going to sing with them.
Well, they all knew the words, because even Geordi and Worf started singing it.
No, they don't. They're humming the words. Look again. Geordi's like...
I know, but they and everybody else, I just assumed it's a Starfleet song that everybody in Starfleet has sung at least once or heard.
Oh, I bet you they don't, because that's part. I think the joke.
Olivia Julius, $5. I wonder if the writers of Nemesis took the idea of replacing Picard from this episode. Probably not.
Replacing Picard? Nemesis didn't replace Picard. Replaced B4. It's not like musicals. I don't like musicals most of the time, unless they're actually music first, then story. Story first, then music. If it's music first, then story, they're awful. Like Mamma Mia is one of the worst films ever made because they've got no story and the songs are good, but there's no story. So what the hell? I like musicals. I like Rent. I like Phantom of the Opera. If I wanted to listen to ABBA songs, I'd listen to ABBA songs, not watch a film with ABBA songs in it that make just garbage. Grease is great.
Pirate movie.
Pirate movie?
Pirate movie's awesome. It's like a parody of Pirates of Penzance.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's really good. It's one of my favorite guilty pleasures.
But I love Greatest Showman because the songs are excellent, the acting's excellent, the story's excellent, and they all integrate.
Moulin Rouge.
The first 5 minutes is effing astounding, but it gets worse, progressively worse throughout the film until it's really quite boring and I don't like it. Like it starts out 10 out of 10, it devalues. It's fine. It can't maintain its own quality, which is a shame. Next time on
Trekyards, we'll be reviewing more musicals.
But Great Showman, incredible film. I love it.
It's not the Pirates Devo 77. It's called the Pirate Movie, which I just watched again. It's hard to find.
That cover.
You can't find it on Blu-ray. I have it on VHS, and it's free to watch on YouTube. Just type in the Pirate Movie, and if you want a good, funny musical that makes fun of the Pirates of Penzance,
and
Christy McNichol.
Yeah.
Christy McNichol.
Beckle.
And the dude from Blue Lagoon.
Buckle your swash and jolly your Roger. The funniest rollicking adventure ever.
Yes, it is. Watch it. It's free on YouTube. Go check it out. Olivia Julius, $5. Why don't you ever sing for us, Captain? You can embarrass Samuel. I've sung a few times.
I don't want to sing.
I sing more on here in front of all you people than I do in real life in front of real people.
Well, you get paid to do it here.
Well, and just you're all behind the goddamn camera, so it's me singing myself.
You're a whore, but in real life you're not a singer. There's a difference. But anyway, speaking of whores, No, not at all. They're having a confab because there's, and I realised when I saw Data, it's like he's had no part this week. I'm sure Brent's like, but I thought I was the star of this show. Not every time, Brent. Because he doesn't really do anything, which is fine. Doesn't need to every week. But everyone's here.
Yes, and they're talking about being on a mission that makes no sense, but we trust him. It's fine. And Riker's like, for the first time in my tour of duty here, he runs the crew through efficiency drills.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. So then they kind of go around the room. Every medical test was identical to his last physical, which is odd of itself. It's almost like he's trying too hard to prove that he's fine. Data says the strange energy in the captain's quarters was never explained. Troi brings up her little conversation with him, and basically it comes to the decision that there's not enough evidence to suggest mutiny. And, well, this is what Worf says. And Riker's like, no one is suggesting to remove the captain from command yet.
Picard doesn't spit, Riker isn't spitting mutiny, but like everyone's thinking it, but the first person to say it makes it real. And Riker's like, damn it, Mr. Worf. We weren't there yet. Once you say it, you have to do it almost. So I like that little subtext, because I mean this is a big thing to do, and they haven't got any evidence of any kind. Like and that's the whole point of the scene. We have nothing to go on, basically. The guy has done a very clever job of every loose end is tying up, and they're like, but all of our gut reactions, we are his friends on this show. The ship in the show. We know.
The show.
But I love the idea of that. It's like, we know enough about this man to say he's not him, even though there's no actual evidence. I love that idea. And they're all so hesitant, but still so strong. It's really fun.
Would you know if it wasn't me, Samuel? Every time I come... you know.
There's an element of that, yeah.
Jeff Jacobs, $2. There's our 100, now on to 150.
Hey!
Hashtag they lost their cat.
Wait, what? There's our 100. We're at 67, Jeff.
100 likes.
Okay, wow. I didn't. Yeah, update it. We're at 105 and 101. Yeah, mine was not updating remotely. Okay, cool. Yeah, awesome. Awesome.
Cool.
But good scene, good underplayed. Everything that, very serious underplayed stuff. But then I like this next moment that everyone treats Picard with respect, but in this next scene he's kind of the Columbo, or giving away the plot basically as he goes, which I'm sure Patrick loved. But we've already had this discussion of how can we trust anybody, and yet they're all completely watching him like, we trust you, Picard. Like, I like that little power dynamic of he still has them even though they're worrying who's who.
Yeah.
It's a subtle thing, but yeah, I like it.
And any one of us could be the enemy. And then he points out, but until we put aside our mutual fears and trust each other, we have no hope for escape.
Yeah.
And now let's see if we can override that stun mechanism.
Yeah. Because I mean, it's part of like when I don't know if you saw Hugh Laurie's House. I know you have, haven't you, the medical show?
Yeah.
Yeah. They often said, weirdly enough, it's better if you get more ill first because you show more symptoms to help the diagnosis process. So, if one of us is a baddie, well, we need more information. So let's keep progressing because that will bring out more clues. If we stay and do nothing, there's nothing gained. So we need to keep doing to give us more evidence. It's a small touch, but yeah. But then we get Pulsar. Good effect, simple, effective, works very well. Reactive light on the hull, great touch, simple, effective. Yeah.
Delthorian puts in $10.
Oh wow, thank you.
Same conversation happened in season 1, Lonely Among Us. Did they learn nothing?
But they did. But they did, though. It's a different conversation. That's the point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So yeah, this is where he says, Helm, take us into 20 million kilometers. The shields will only be effective for 18 minutes at that range, sir. What is our mission? I'm under no obligation to tell you that, number one.
Yep. But he's so calm. He's so calm.
Yeah. If you don't tell me, I'll be force me to take command of this vessel. You are endangering this ship for no good reason. You've been acting erratically. He's like, is that enough to justify a mutiny? You might be the one with the problem, number one.
You thought about
Maybe,
that?
yeah, maybe you should go down to sick bay and have yourself looked over. If you don't, I may have to relieve you of duty. Again, and it's such a great shot. Riker's half face all out of focus, and the Starfield, and then Picard. It adds to the uncomfortableness of the situation, the weirdness that it's not quite right.
Well, and you get these only ever half face close-ups. You never get that. I don't remember that ever being a thing in TNG. These sort of shooting. Very well shot this episode. It really does, like I say, create a unique vibe. And again, Picard is so strategic here. He, like we said on Drunk Live on Sunday, you know, treat people be a bit negative, be positive, because they don't know how to respond to that. Whereas in the one with the lightning creature, he was reacting negatively, and they reacted negatively against him. But the fact that he's suggesting, well, Riker, you could be ill. You don't know. Are you getting more flashbacks to season 1? Could be a remission, you know. So but Riker is like, oh, but he's so calm and logical. I can't relieve him yet. I know I want to. I don't know why I want to yet. But you buy it every second, you know. It's a very well set up.
Yeah, it's a good scene. I love that scene actually. Next, we're back in the cell, and now. So they're going for to deactivate the stun beam mechanism.
Yeah.
They get Essex knife, or Picard gets Essex knife, and does some jiggery.
Yeah.
And then the little ensign or the cadet girl does her thing again, and they get the door to open, and then they pry it open, and even the other guy helps.
Yep. But I like the body language where they say help, and he's like, oh, I don't like this idea, but he still does it. But it's a good body language. And then they escape. Oh.
Oh, no, they don't. There's just the wall.
I remember the first time watching this, being like, oh, curveball episode. Good job. That's good. I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine, though, being them in this situation? You'd be like, oh, for God's sake. You know? It's really a shit. That's probably the worst thing you could see, isn't it? Pretty much. But I'm wondering, was it always this? Because there's a slight subtext that the ensign who will get there, well, no, it's not ensign, the cadet in a second, that she's actively controlling something in the panel. So I got the slight context that she might have activated the secondary door because she's activating things and keep them there. Because, again, if you want to have a test, maybe they thought, hey, let's keep them in the room. Or they're just in a bunker, basically. There's no way in or out. Best way of keeping them.
Except for transport.
Except for transport, exactly. But there's kind of a slight context that she's doing stuff, and they even say at one point, you know, you could have done this, you could have done this, you could have broken the door, you know, in an earlier scene. So it's ambiguous what isn't controlled, which I like. I think it's a nice touch.
Yeah, I never thought about that. I just considered that this was just a cell, which basically you have to use their teleporters to get into or whatever. So, anyway, back aboard the Enterprise.
Yes.
Captain, number 4 shield has failed. Riker's still on the bridge, by the way.
Yes.
He didn't go to sickbay, so
That's true.
and Picard's like, well, Helm, move us closer to 10 million kilometers. The ship will not survive the magnetic field and radiation at that distance, sir.
Yeah, Data's interjection there is so pitch perfect. He has no emotion behind it at all. He's like, sir, we'll die if we do that. Just like, you know, we'll die.
I'll do it anyway. And then Riker's like, belay that order.
Yeah.
I love how he's out of focus, and it's just the way this is filmed is awesome.
Yeah.
A
lot of unique flair in this one.
Picard turns around, he sees a view screen behind him, which is great. You are relieved of duty, Mr. Riker. Mr. Worf, take Riker to his quarters. And then, yeah, it takes a lot, but Worf's like, nope. You're destroying yourself and anyone willing to listen to you.
That's a great line, isn't it?
Yeah.
One last thing. It's not saying you're wrong, it's saying you are wrong, you're so wrong, this will destroy you. Think again. I love it. It's a very well crafted piece. I also don't like the fact that it's also film weird because there is a flashing white light that makes the set too bright in several different ways. Like the upper bit, I don't know if you've got it, but yeah, the top bit is extra bright for some reason. Like it's just too bright, and it makes certain things look weird, like Data's face and such.
Well, yeah, you see the pulsar like flashing too, which is adding to it.
There's something about the scene feels extra strange because it is being hit by extra light.
And then Riker's like, Mr. Crusher, take us away from that pulsar. And I love Wesley's hesitation here. He's like, should I be listening to you? What?
Yep.
It's kind of like the situation that you'd think Riker was on the Pegasus, where it's like, yeah, we're mutinying against the captain. Yep. Are you with us? Yep. This is your time to make the decision here in front of everybody.
Yep.
And with the speech that Picard just gave Riker, like, you're making a mistake.
Well, and Wesley wasn't in the conversations with the bridge crew, command crew, was he? So this might be the first thing he's hearing is, okay, Picard ordered our death. Maybe, as far as we know, I don't know any other evidence. I haven't just been sitting down here for 2 days. And I was expecting a cut to Data to nod to say to Wesley, do it. But retrospect, I love that it didn't do that because it means that Wesley does. It's all his own decision. Because if another officer says, yes, I'm on that side, but the fact that he's like, okay, I'm doing this. It's a good moment.
I think that, yeah, because the next scene where he turns to the helm, Data's just looking straight ahead. Like Data's, he's not worried about what's going on. He knows it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Worf's already put his hands behind his back and refused to. So I mean, pure pressure, much.
Yeah. Well, not just that. It's in this sort of specialist, this wide shot. They turn their back to Picard, and they don't they do their own thing, and he doesn't stop them. He doesn't try anything. You would think you wouldn't turn your back on. Like Worf's not looking at Picard. He's sort of in his vision, but Picard could turn, fire at him, whatever. So I like the sort of confidence here. Is like, well, we know something's wrong, but we don't think he's the lightning creature who's going to kill everybody right now. So we'll just keep him out of decision making by turning our backs to him. He's no longer in command. Look, if I don't look at you, you're not in command, right? Yeah. It's a subtle little touch, but it's like, why is he just standing there? You know, what's alien Picard thinking? Like, shit, I don't know. You know.
Well, they wanted to learn about command and how far it could be pushed. So
yeah, this is it. Yeah, absolutely.
And it's brought up in the next scene actually, because so we're back in the cell,
and all be revealed.
Yeah, Olivia Julia, so $5. Mutiny Basics 101. Get the guy who drives the ship involved in the mutiny.
And
right.
He has power with weapons. Both important. Yeah, that's true.
So this starts out with Picard basically saying, I think the charade has gone on long enough, don't you? And he looks at the Bolian lady.
Mm-hmm. But I appreciate that he doesn't say, it's you, isn't it? It's like, because she doesn't know that he knows. Therefore, once he starts changing his conversation tactic, she's thinking, oh yeah, I was meant to know because I'm a cadet and I'm Starfleet. I don't know though. Yes, Captain, I know, yes. Again, subtle little play, but it's a good play on words to allow Picard to give the aliens no reason, no cause of action except to undo it. You know, if you just outed her without the evidence, they might be able to, something else.
Eugene, 500 rubles. Sorry, dollars. If only fake Picard put on an eye patch and labeled everyone defiled, then there would be no doubt in him to no mutiny. He would look particularly sinister. You are defiled.
Instant Crusher. Mr. Riker is defiled by the pulsar. Go into the pulsar's light. I'm acting.
Anywho.
Picard.
He goes on to say, this isn't a holding cell, it's a laboratory, a maze, fully structured test, an experiment to see how we react under pressure.
Yep.
We all react differently to authority. Isn't it interesting? You, a collaborator, defer to anyone in any position of power. You, the anarchist, reject authority in any form. I, a Starfleet captain, trained to command. And you, a cadet sworn to obey a superior officer's authority. They give us food that Essex can't eat.
Yeah.
They give us a door that we can't open.
Yep.
Unless we work together. And each time we succeed, they draw us reversers to set us against each other. While you observe our reactions. Talking to the Bolian lady. I find it unlikely that a first-year cadet would know about the Enterprise's visit to Mentaka 3, so I tested you. Starfleet has classified that mission as
Secret.
secret. Yeah.
Which is unusual phrasing, because... Okay, secret. That's kind of a... not classified, secret.
And then no cadet would have knowledge of that incident. As far as I'm concerned, this experiment is over.
But,
We replaced... Oh,
okay.
no, go ahead. That's it. That's it for the Picard speech.
Yeah. But I like she does try and fight him a little bit. She's like, no, sir, no. It's not true. But, like, it's just enough of everybody playing. Well, I think we're about to say goodbye to the two actors. I wish they'd had something else. And I kind of wish there was, like, a Avengers-style post-credit where he calls them both and asks if they're okay. Like, that would have been kind of fun. Just like, well, we never... Like, there's no end to them both. They just disappear because that's the end of their storyline. But they both were interesting people. It would have been cool to have seen another thing with them. You know? They could have got shawarma on a planet together. Thank you. Good night, folks.
Good God. Anyway. Then the lady turns into the alien, and they're twins that play the alien. Just see their names in the opening credits, or opening titles. Sorry.
Thank you. Yeah, there's three of them, but they do clever close-ups, and they're the same voice. Yeah, it's a good job.
So they explain that we replaced you all with replicants, and Picard's like, "You mean there's an imposter running my ship? No longer. The commander has taken control."
Yeah.
We would like to continue this experiment, but your knowledge of it will taint the results. So everybody gets sent back.
And this was a fun little way it was handled. It's a nice little... Although, I always watch the next time on the Blu-ray, and it did annoy me that this alien feels so much like next week's alien from the holiday, even being in a pair of two in skin-tight jumpsuits. That was a bad choice, for whatever reason, to have them feel so similar. So all I could think of was these are like those ones, even though these ones came first, and you know what I mean? I know it's a silly thing, but they feel so... That said, hey, great headpiece.
Yeah, the makeup's fantastic in this episode.
Like, great headpiece and so well integrated. And yeah, they just say, don't say goodbye, they beam them all. What a great idea that their transporters actually clone people. Even though it's sort of what they always do, but not really, we don't know, but it's advanced. Yeah. And then we get an Enterprise with no fanfare, that easy. Oh, okay. Oh.
Olivia Julia still throws in $2.
Oh, okay.
Did the other two even exist at all? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. It'd be a boring experiment if it was just a Picard.
Yeah.
You need the randomness of randomness. Yeah.
All right, so we are back on the Enterprise, and I love this Picard to Picard face-off.
But we don't get much of it. It's a second. There could have been a scene, but it's not important, so they move on. Yeah.
So he decloaks himself and turns into the alien form.
But he's only one of them, which I was surprised about, because 3 were the girl. Why was only 1 him? I was confused by that personally, but that's okay.
Say that again. I didn't quite catch that.
Okay, so the cadet is made up of 3 aliens working in unison. Yet Picard's made up of 1 alien working by himself. I know by telepathy, but why is 1 3 and 1 1?
I think she was just 1, and you saw 2 other ones zoom into the room at the same time.
Bad editing then, because it absolutely looked like 3. I get what you mean.
It might have been, but I don't think that was what was implied. I don't know. Because
they're clearly they feel like binars to me, just different. So like you need more than 1 to work. But I was expecting 3 or 2 to appear out of him, so 1 felt weird because we just saw 3. But like I said, they're 1 pair of twins, so that's what you get.
Yeah, so we find out that they were studying command structure.
Yes.
And why did you choose to study the structure of leadership? We have no such thing on our planet. And we were curious, and we wanted to learn about it. And then you get all the little subtle shit that's going on with Picard. Gives a look to Riker. Riker does the look. And then boop, 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 which isn't so subtle.
I've still never seen what he did to... I've never seen what it was. It always seems like, because it's future people. They have their own sub, but whatever.
Yeah. But it's cool. He does something on his keypad. He looks at Data. Data does something else.
What does Data do?
I don't know. activates the force field projectors on the bridge.
So what does Worf do?
And then he actually activates, actually pushes the go button. I don't
So
know.
it takes 3 people to do one very simple thing. But that said...
Which should have all been done from security console.
Yes. That said, though, it's obviously not a force field, it's a containment field. Like, this is a weird-ass force field. Like, it's bright purple, very loud, and very specific. This feels like a high-level containment field for, like, intruders. As opposed to, like, a single...
Yeah, it does, yeah. Yeah.
Because it's different. It's unique. But yeah, they get trapped in a force field with Picard's very, like... Well, I can do this, and this. He sits back in the command chair. Even though he's at a lower position, which is a, body language thing, he's in his chair. He's like, I can be relaxed, bitches. Engage. Yeah, it's good.
With an alert crew, even our primitive vocal communications are not required. With a single look, I was able to inform my crew that I wanted to hold you here. I want to see how you react to being imprisoned.
Would it be great if there's an alternative where same scene, but as soon as Picard says, "Now, Mr. Worf," and all you see is zzz, and then you cut to the outside and they just beamed outside and die. It's like, "Mr. Worf, yes, sir. What did you do?" "I moved into space." "No, I wanted to force field them." "Oh."
Well, you gave the wrong wink.
Yeah. Your eyes were only 4/5 dilated. I thought it was because that, you know what I mean? It's such a stupid, like, it doesn't quite. But that would have been just funny. Sorry, murder of aliens, but it'd be funny if that happened.
No, I agree. Then the aliens are like, "We did not want to harm you in any way." Picard says, "Imprisonment is an injury, regardless of how you warrant it." Then they talk about morality and reconsider the morality of inflicting imprisonment on others.
Because they haven't got morality, they think it's an odd concept, and
yes,
and I know their acting is very like I kind of wish it was more, because they kind of get too calm by the end. It's like, because they say our species doesn't do well with imprisonment. Okay, great. Don't get used to it then. Always be snippy. Always be oh my god. I kind of, because they kind of feel a bit. Well, they're always like testing it with their hands, but I like the idea that this is one thing they've always hated. And because they're telepathic, they've now experienced it with everyone else. It's a very effective result. But yeah, then they got 2 fingers. Wait, have they got 2 fingers?
Yeah, I think they do.
Yeah, that's a nice touch. But yeah, so Dunn does the force field, and I like how they get calmer, and again, bloody good makeup. It's a really good face mask. That's absolutely top tier.
And Olivia Julius puts in $2 and says the aliens' heads are creepy in the light.
Yeah, brilliant, bro. Wow.
Yeah, looks great.
And then they beam away, saying, "I hope this is a lesson to you." And it has. I don't think it's the best combo. It says, "And for next time, know that we know how to continue." It's like, yes, you do.
Okay, we'll take that into consideration next time.
I mean, you know how to contain them if they're in front of you, but considering they can beam through your shields, clone people with a transporter, and you have no idea where they're from. Sorry, Captain Picard. Just because you can tell them when they're in front of you, they can beam you out of your shields. Your shields are up because you're next to a bulb pulsar. They're beaming through your shields, mate.
Yeah.
They're more of a threat than you think they are. Like, it's a non-threat. I like it. It's a stupid non-threat.
And Devo77X says morality was something they wanted to look at into next. Yes. They said, we don't understand this morality. This is what we'll look into. Yeah. We'll kidnap more people to learn about that.
We'll kidnap someone who believes in morality, doesn't believe in morality, hates morality. And they're like, that's not the point. That's not what I was trying to say, guys. Thank you for the lesson. No, it's not what I meant. Oh.
SWTX Chaser, $2. Retcon. We are looking for the destroyer of worlds.
Oh, God. Yeah, they beam away. They have a little bit of good to have you back, Captain. Leave. And I like the power of, right, set course to the hood, warp 8. Everyone's like, yeah, he wants to go fast. That must be him. Because guess what? Yeah. I bet they'll find the hood really quickly at that speed.
Probably like the rendezvous in like 4 hours now, so they gotta get there.
Probably get there in time because it's bloody warp 8.
But yeah, Riker says, "I can't believe you can sing so well," and he's like, "Huh?" And then Beverly, how does she even know what's happened?
Yes.
She comes strolling on the bridge with that look and that walk, and sits down and is like,
"Hey, Jean-Luc, you're not an alien, right?" I
don't even care. Alien. Yeah.
Because she doesn't know.
Now that she's been turned off and rejected at the door, she's
Right.
like, wow.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, now I want you because you said no after I said no to you. Aha! But she doesn't know she doesn't know he was an alien, so she's coming in very seriously to flirt with him. Because think about it, she's the Doctor. She doesn't come to bridge ever. The fact she's coming to bridge to look at him is a flirt.
And she didn't see what just transpired. She doesn't know the real Picard returned.
Nope.
So unless she's been listening in or something, but
then
really,
she's just sitting there to be annoying to him, for an in-joke that only she and the alien know. It's a very strange little moment. I'd love to have heard the, he says engage like engage. Oh dear. What have I done now, Beverly? I would love to have seen a, right, everyone off the bridge. Everyone get out the bridge and everyone leaves. And she's like, Beverly, what are you doing? Well, John. Oh God, what did he do? We had sex. What? Just joking. We kissed. What? Yeah. Maybe even worse, Beverly. Just got out of prison, and now confusing me all the more. So there's a little bit of an odd ending, but since we don't get continuity per se in TNG, if we didn't have this moment, there'd never be it again. I get it. Could have been a bit smoother because it's very random. And it also realized she's the only regular actually wearing a full jumpsuit. Everyone else has a two-piece. She's wearing a jump. I think Worf's wearing a one-piece as well, but she's wearing a one-piece.
no, Worf's not.
Worf's not?
Nope.
Okay.
Because of the female figure, to keep it like they do that. So
Yeah, you just always see Riker and most of the other guys now two-piece. This is when you make a shift to two pieces, it's kind of weird. Anyway, but there you go. So ends Allegiance. I'm not sure why it's actually called Allegiance, but works fine enough.
well, because there was an allegiance of them working together, the four of them, supposedly.
There are better titles. It's not the best title.
There's a lot better titles. Yes. That's why when I hear the title Allegiance, I was like, I don't know if I can clue what that's about. Because it doesn't do the episode justice.
It should have been like, well, it couldn't be like Rat's Maze, because that would have been too much of a giveaway. Like, it's hard, like, everything's a spoiler, you know? Kidnap Picard, oh, well, he is kidnapped. Or, it was a maze, well, it's a reveal. So there you go, Stuart. Now we're in the review end portion where you guys give your score. Super Chat Stuart will read. I'll read my score. How many likes we're at? We're at 112. I'd love to see 125 likes. If possible, to click like now. That would be great. We've got 113. Great. So only 12 more to go. And then, yeah, Stuart, what was your final review score? Do you want me to give my final review score? It's up to you.
I'll give mine first.
And obviously your final review. And has your thoughts changed any, given our full review now and the Trekyards agreement?
Yes, you mentioned quite a few things that were interesting, like her, initiating the other door, things like that, which I didn't consider. Also, you pointing out her uniform and stuff like that. Lots of little things you noticed that I didn't, and I've seen this quite a few times. So thank you for that. I appreciate that. And like I said, after you watch it, I mean, it's so well done. It's so well written. It's a good bottle show, as you said. I like that. And the makeup is so on point. The effects for the teleporting that they do, the pink beam is kind of stupid, but the pulsar, there's a lot of really good effects in this episode, not just makeup. So it has that going for it. Well written. I love a lot of the Picard scenes when it's not Picard. It's kind of like a friendlier non-captain version of Picard. Like if he wasn't your captain, that's how he might be. So I like seeing that kind of aspect of him. And yeah, I mean, it's a great premise, for an alien race to learn about a specific thing, to collect a group of individuals that can. It's very TOS-like in that regard. That seems like something like TOS would do, hands down. So it has that good Star Trek feel to it, and the solution. So it's not simple per se, but I love the way that Picard pieces it together because of one line of dialogue from the one character. You see him clue in, and then it kind of leads you down the garden path. You kind of forget about it a little bit, and then it's brought up at the end, which is really great. So the solutions, awesome.
Can I give my score first, before your score, and before my review? Because I've got a reason for that. So you finish off your final thoughts, and I will give my score first.
Well, that was my final thoughts.
Okay. Because I have a logic here, like I said at the start. It's a better all TNG than it is in season 3. And I've been looking through the scores because this is a really hard one to do. I'm going to have to give this one a 7.5 for this season, but an 8.5 for all TNG.
Okay, let's see what you're saying.
Because I think 8.5. I think it is absolutely like it can't. It can't do much better. Or put it this way, it doesn't do anything wrong. But it's missing a little bit of a spark. Maybe it needs 10 more minutes or 5 minutes. It's missing something to be really excellent, but it's so good. So absolutely top tier TNG for what it's trying to do, and that obviously that helps. It's like Matter Perspective. What it tries to do, it achieves beautifully. It's just missing a something, you know. So I just want to give my score first briefly, just because it's one of those few rare ones of it's better of all TNG than for this season. Sorry, then you can give your score, and then I'll double back to my last thoughts.
All right. So my score for season 3 would be, but I've been tossing it around whether it's an 8 or 7.5 out of 10 for season 3. I'm gonna have to go with 7.5. Like I said, ultimately it's forgettable.
See, that's the thing. That's the thing. Yeah.
Allegiance, and you think of the Picard that's not Picard. You think of the other episodes. You get them confused sometimes. So that's the problem with it.
Yeah.
Out of all of TNG, I'm gonna have to go with a 7. It's good, and it's better than average. But yeah, the fact that it gets so muddied with other stuff when you try to remember it, that's a little bit of an issue. So. And
that's the difference between you and me. This one is not muddled for me. I watched this one after. It has very clear memories for me. So I think that's the. I knew you'd be that makes sense. What I was expecting from you, but that's the little what is memorable is different. Okay, great. Super chats are roaring in. I'll just give my final thoughts, and then we'll do super chats just as one big burn because there's so many. It's brilliant. So put your thoughts in, guys, and we'll read them out. But yeah, I think it's a great episode. I think the makeup is a real standout. The script is a real standout. It's just missing something. Not sure what. This would have been a better Orville episode, maybe. Give it 10 more minutes. Give it one more little twist. Give it a little bit of resolve. Maybe have one more twist be when they bring Picard back. That's not really his ship. It's a crew filled with aliens, and Picard has to realise that's not his real crew. That's the double twist. The very last thing. Because they're all acting a bit weird, but you just think it's because they're acting weird to him. That, I think, would have been the twist, the last twist, the double reveal. That would have been great. And or the Pulsar is their home world, and the Pulsar's not a real thing. That's the trick. You need one more double reveal to kind of sharpen its edge. But that would be it for me. Cool.
Let's read some super chats.
Super duper.
Livy Julius, $5. I give this a 3.5 for the lack of Picard fertilizers.
Well, a lot of Picard though. So.
Eugene, 250 rubles, 9 out of 10. Good story, good production, good A-B plot separation. I'd say the B plot is integral to the A plot, so it's not just separate.
I mean, it's one plot in 2 parts.
Yeah.
And there is no A and B. It's just A and B parts.
8.5. 8.5 plot.
Yeah.
Fleetboss Swiftback, $2. 8 out of 10 for season 3. 7 out of 10 for TNG. Always a good, solid show to watch. Let's see. Area 51, $2. Beverly wears that uniform well. Absolutely, she does. Probably looks better, not on her, though. Just saying. Sorry. Ozzy Maderos, $5. This episode gets a 9 out of 10. Good storyline. 10 out of 10 for Trekyards. Skeleton hands. Skeleton hands. Skeleton hands. Jarzia, $5. I'll give it a 6 out of 10 for season 3 and TNG. It's not bad and has some fun bits and good writing, but it's never one I go out of my way to watch. Kind of meh. Yeah, that's kind of my thoughts exactly. The Lithorian puts in $5. 7 out of 10 for season 3. 6.5 out of 10 for TNG. Good fun episode after some back-to-back action episodes. Epic episodes. Yeah. So there you go. Those are all the super chat score reviews. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, that's a great burst at the end. Yeah, and I'll have to get another $10. That's practical. We're almost at 125 likes, so we need another 8 likes. We've got 15 minutes, but I've got something else to do right after this, so 10 minutes. Guys,
$10 and
Hit
8
like.
likes.
If you haven't hit
Very
like,
doable. Please do.
hit it.
So non-super chat reviews. What are we at? Let's see. 7.5. Okay, so Jeff Jacobs 6.5, 6 out of 10 before this, 7 after our thoughts. Cool, good.
Cool.
8 out of 10 Devereaux, 7 out of 10 for Squad Recourse, 6.8 out of 10 Captive, says Ryan K. Cool. Brendan 8.5 for TNG, David L 7 out of 10, Charles 9 out of 10, Mark 7 out of 10, Hooker, Mr. Hooker, Unleashed Films 6 out of 10, Jeff Jacobs again 7, said it twice in different ways. Most people super chat their scores, which is kind of nice. Not often happens. Dan 23 6 out of 10 or 6.5 out of 10, which is not as high. And that's the end of the scores. But like I said, this is memorable to me because I didn't watch it until the early 2010s or mid 2010s, so it's a little bit special. It's like I'm now always going to remember the terrorist one because I saw it last week for the first time. That's going to always be memorable to me now. Yeah.
Ozzy Madero's in $10. You were awesome, Ozzy.
There we go.
Hey, you guys go, Commander and Captain Foley.
We do try. And Devereaux, yes! But they're mentioning started content for about 6 months because I helped them with their last campaign, so I heard the same thing 6 months ago. So, always trying new things. 6 more likes, guys. 6 more. We got the $10, which is amazing, so 6 more likes. I don't know about you, Stuart, but when I think of the next one, Captain's Holiday, I get the sense of, I know it's meant to be good, but I think it's trying too hard. I'm not as impressed with the next one as I think other people are. We'll see how it is, but I remember thinking, yeah, it's not as good as people say it is. Which is an annoying bar to have, but...
Yeah, I remember enjoying it, especially the introduction of Vosh.
Yeah.
But now, Vosh doesn't quite have the appeal to me that she did when I was younger. So, it'll be interesting to see how I look on it this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Because I think we are finding quite a few of our what we remember versus what actually are is different. Even if subtly. Like this one actually was best I remember. Because I appreciate the other Picard stuff. But obviously the same for you. Come on, 6 more likes. 6 more likes.
Well, and Olivia Julius puts in $5.
Thank you.
This episode on Trekyards, I'll give 4.5 points off for lack of mutiny.
It's true. We were that close though.
Squad Recourse, $2. Is this the last super chat or an alien imposter? And Olivia Julius puts in $2 and says it's an imposter. Sleepbot puts in $2 imposter at Squad Recourse.
We have some pretty funny fans, don't we?
We got awesome fans. You guys are fantastic.
And we're at 122, guys. 3 more likes. 3 more likes.
The Thorian says Patrick Stewart asked the producers to get the captain laid. That equals Captain's Holiday. True story.
I think more romance was more what they said, like a love interest, but yeah.
Olivia Julius, $2. Big imposter.
Oh, 4 more likes. Come on, guys. 4 more.
4 people out there haven't hit like. It's simple. It's a little thumbs up thing.
I've quit.
Hit it. Yeah, well, at least 4. But you see, the problem is when you see 4 people haven't hit like, everybody that hasn't hit like goes and hits like, and all of a sudden you have like 8.
Yeah.
Happens all the time. Yeah.
Remember once we were at like 120 and we suddenly were at 145. I was like, oh my god, a lot of you did not click like, Jesus.
And Fleet Pie, yes, awesome moderators too, not just fans and viewers. We got a great team behind the scenes that help us out on a regular basis, and they're all awesome. So.
Well, I think there's a real reason why this channel, for what it is, goes very smoothly, because we're friendly and nice. Our moderators help the chat keep beautiful. Our regulars are absolutely fantastic people. We have so many fans that can only come up to a few of these, and they're absolutely amazing. And because of all that, because all these things come together, we can keep the channel going, even with our, edited videos earning basically nothing. We can make 4 to 5 to 6 times one of those in these lives, which is ridiculous. But that's directly you guys, and then this is like a crowd-funded YouTube channel in a sense. But we put out a lot of content, and we'll do the lives regardless of if we get 50 or 100 people or bucks. So it is because of you, and we have confidence to do more. And as you always know, we're trying to get and do new things. And boy, do we earn the paycheck when Picard or Discovery or something comes out. We earn that paycheck then.
Yeah, speaking of, we got Discovery Season 3, we got Lower Decks, we got Strange New Worlds, we got a whole bunch of shit coming out, so we do new stuff all the time. So we're here for the long haul, guys.
I would not be surprised if the Discovery Season 3 trailer comes out within the month.
Yeah.
I know they obviously delayed it, but they need to create some sort of interest and hype, and it's going to get closer and closer. But yeah, I think we hit our like goal and our super chat goal, which is great.
Olivia Julius, $2. May you enjoy the fertilizer burger. Your names all mean surrender. Puts in $1.50 with a burger. Thank you.
I do want a burger now, though, I'll be honest.
Sweet Toss Swiftback puts in $2. Bigger imposter. See, I could go make burgers, but I think we're doing shish kebabs tonight.
Ooh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Some kind of teriyaki thing. I don't know. We bought them. They're good. We barbecue them. It's fine.
I actually made a complicated soup earlier today. I tend to make those sorts of things at like 2 a.m. so after I finish working, but I had like 5 chicken breasts in one that I shredded and stuff, and then lots of cans of soup, and then also lots of vegetables and other stuff. So cause I'm still on my diet to try and lose all the weight I put on for Picard, and I've only eaten 1 bowl of soup today. So the only thing I've had is a bowl of soup today. That's it. But I get to have some more before bed, and then that's all I've eaten, and then should last me at least 2-3 more days.
I had a double a vanilla iced coffee and 3 pepperettes today. That's how my day goes for eating.
What's a pepperette?
Just a little meat stick.
Oh, pepperoni.
They're like,
Ah,
sure,
yeah.
pepperettes. But all right, so here we
Dad
go.
likes those a lot.
Olivia Julius, $1. Fleet Paw Swiftback, $1.99.
Oh.
Devo77 says, "Oh, here comes the last super chat fight." Olivia Julius, $1, so she's in the earning right now. Jarzy at $2. Here we go again. Super chats at dawn.
Well, we need one more like, then we can stop, because we're going to hit 130, so 1 like and then we can stop.
This live ain't big enough for all the super chats.
Oh.
There can be only one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Jarzy at $2. Here we go again. Super chats is done. Yes. Olivia Julius, $1. Fleet Paw Swiftback, $2. Silence Olivia, I win.
Well, we got a like though, so we can say bye now. Oh dear.
Bye now. Or we can say it. Who's gonna win? So far it's Fleet Paw. We're gonna do a countdown again.
I mean, let's do a 10. You ready? 10,
9. Olivia.
8,
7.
6,
Jarzia.
5, 4,
4.
3.
3.
Bye guys.
2.
See ya.
1.
1. Bye.
Jarzia win.